The Detroit Lions are a top 10 team in football.
Okay.
They've now won 6 of their last 7 games. If my memory has failed me, I'm sorry. That's what I've heard. That's what I've seen. We've lauded the job that not only Dan Campbell but their general manager and Brad Holmes have done, and not only setting a vision, but then surpassing the expectation put on them. A year ago, they won 3 games with a tie. This season, in the NFC North, they found a way to best Green Bay, who's about to be 6-8. To me, it's quite clear the Lions next season are about to break out. You have Jared Goff playing at a pretty high level. He's limited the fumbles. He's playing high level quarterback. But now you're seeing an offense with the second best O-line football, excuse me. Frank Ragnow, Penei Sewell, Decker. And then at receiver, you have DJ Chark, who the other week had a monster game. Amon-Ra St. Brown's filthy. And, of course, Jameson Williams come back from injury off his torn ACL. This Detroit offense is already filthy. And then defensively, we've seen players, especially rookies this year, step up and make huge plays. I feel like the Lions have a much better chance in the postseason of winning a playoff game than the team that won the division in the Minnesota Vikings. And I honestly think, while a lot of people are overlooking them right now, this last game versus the Jets, when they were able to pull off a win, which was a pretty tough game in a road environment, it really showed further to me they can beat high-level teams. And it's only a matter of time before people start to look past the record and look at what they're putting out in the field. And that, to me, is a legitimate NFC threat.
So, if it plays out the right way, right, it would look like they would probably be slated as the 6th seed if they win out. They would finish 10-7, 9-8, probably finish as the 6th seed. That would mean, do you know who they would be probably going up against, John?
One of 2 teams, my friend.
As it stands right now, they would probably be going up against Mr. San Francisco 49ers.
The Vikings have one more win, though.
Yeah, but the first team has a bye week, so Minnesota would play the 7th seed. San Francisco would play the 6th seed. So it would be San Francisco versus Detroit. I know Justin's wearing a Detroit Lions hoodie. I know John is heavy on the Detroit Lions. What a conundrum.
No, there is none.
There's no chance?
If the Lions play the Vikings in the playoffs, Detroit's winning.
What about if they play San Francisco?
No chance.
No chance.
No, there's a chance.
No, there is.
You have to be realistic here. There's a chance.
And I will be realistic. There is no chance.
Let me hear it.
Listen, I love the Lions, and I feel ashamed that I feel like I got to take this hoodie off because I'm going to talk bad about them now. But Zach Wilson threw for 317 yards on this defense. If you're going up against anybody in the postseason, your defense is super vulnerable, and you're lucky that your offense can keep up. But that's not always going to be the case. If you go up against the Eagles, if you go up against the 49ers, best defense in football. Jared Goff did not play the most perfect game against a good Jets defense. He struggles against very good defenses.
Want to know what he also does, Justin?
Yeah, tell me.
He wins games when he has the proper scheme and the proper support.
You're right. When he has the proper scheme and all that. But guess what? If you go up against the 49ers, you're going to be out schemed.
John, tell him why he's wrong.
You're going to be
why he's wrong, John.
I'm not.
Look, this is crazy because these are my 2 favorite teams right now in the NFC. 2 of my 3. I think this Lions defense has gotten really good play from rookies. Joseph, the safety, and then the linebacker, who in 4 games has 5 sacks. I believe if Jameson Williams starts to click, he's coming off that ACL. Ben Johnson is a phenomenal offensive play caller. He's going to be a head coach sooner rather than later. And when you look at the creativity and how fun their offense is, I don't think it's crazy to say, while the Lions offense is not proven in the postseason, against San Francisco, if they find a spark, if Jameson Williams generates one big play with the chemistry DJ Chark and Jared Goff are both developing, Amon-Ra St. Brown's another player, where both of these 2 teams have quarterbacks that aren't going to win you the game, but given the situation they're in, I think Detroit has a chance of winning that. But I will be realistic. The 49ers have had a phenomenal defensive head coach, or defensive coordinator, in D'Amico Ryans, who is every bit as good, if not better, than Ben Johnson. I think that would be a really fun chess match.
Maybe so.
We'll have to see this argument later on the line.
Maybe it'd be entertaining for you guys, but I've seen this Lions team against very good defenses. Brandon, you and I saw it already. what the Patriots did to this Lions team.
Was Jameson Williams playing then?
No, but what did Jameson
Was
Williams do
Amon-Ra
this Sunday?
St. Brown healthy in that game,
What did
Justin?
Jameson Williams do this Sunday?
But that's my point. He's just coming off his injury.
I know, but he didn't do nothing.
Was Amon-Ra St. Brown healthy for that game? I actually don't remember. He had the concussion and the ankle injury. I think he got hurt in that game, if memory serves, because the Lions were a team around that point in the season, Justin. They were really banged up. Now that they're getting healthy, we're seeing they're starting to turn the corner. And that corner, my friend, is a chance to make it to the second round, the divisional round of the NFC playoffs.
Brock Purdy
you guys Brandon put me in a position to sound like a hater. I don't want to be a hater, but
you're even wearing the sweatshirt.
When you're setting it up for them to go against the 49ers, you know where I'm going. So if you would have said Minnesota, if you would have said Dallas, even though this Detroit Lion team lost to Dallas, if you would say, you could say any other team outside of Philadelphia and San Francisco, I'd give the Lions a real chance. But I'm not roaring for the Lions if they're going up against San Francisco. I'm sorry.
Why don't you do me a favor, Justin? You see that sweatshirt you have on right now?
Yeah, I'll take it off. Because
I want you to put that in your closet.
I feel
bad. And when the Lions win a playoff game in the next 2 years, I want you to come on the show.
In the next 2 years? What are you talking? I'm all for him maybe next year, but this year we're talking about him.
I want you to commemorate that sweatshirt and remember how badly you just disrespected them.
I literally apologize because of the position that Brandon threw me in here to hate on them. I'm not going. I literally just said in the segment before the 49ers are going to the Super Bowl. And you think I'm going to sit here now and say the Lions are going to beat them?
Disrespectful to Jalen.
No, not a flying chance. Am I going to
passer Jalen Hurts is now?
Justin, I'm sorry. I'm not a big movie guy. Have you ever watched the show Rocky?
Yes.
It's a movie, John.
It's a movie. It's not a show. What are you trying to say?
Are you talking about comeback, resiliency? You know Rocky didn't win that in that movie, right?
Now I know.
Now you know.
I think the Lions have a level of grit where they don't care. They could give a you-know-what who has them winning. But I think Dan Campbell will have his boys ready to run through a brick wall. And when they beat the Carolina Panthers and then the Chicago Bears and the Green Bay Packers Week 18, finish the year 10-7, we're going to be looking at them the same way we did the New England Patriots last year. They get rolling when no one expected to make the playoffs. And what do you think is going to happen? Everybody is going to overlook them.
You know what's crazy?
We're going crazy, but you guys are forgetting they literally almost lost that game.
You know what's crazy, though? You know what's crazy? I was literally tweeting One Pride hashtag, which is the Lions thing, I guess, on Twitter.
Yeah, I know. You were sharing your hate for Zach Wilson that whole game.
Just F the Jets and F their fans, dude. I hate them so much. All right?
Why? So I hate Jet fans.
Because they're just...
They've had to overcome as much as
I like to see them sad. I like to see them sad.
You saw it for over a decade. What do you mean you like to see them sad?
Well, I mean, if I was old enough, I probably would have saw it a lot longer because they haven't been really relevant since 1968. But
they're relevant in the 90s. What are we doing here?
2 AFC championship games and Mark Sanchez.
As relevant as Vanilla Ice is now.
You know it is relevant.
But wait, no, hold on, wait. I was getting on a point, John. You just shut me off. You know, I'm on the Detroit bandwagon now. Go in there, knock the Carolina Panthers out so John's stupid take no more can be said, and he's gonna finally have to pick the real team that's gonna win the NFC South, which he has skirted and went this way and that way to try and not pick them, knock them out, go to the playoffs, knock Justin's team out, and I can be happy. And you can be sad.
I'm disappointed in you, Justin.
I'm disappointed. Well,
I be disappointed in Brandon for making me do this. It's just, I'll be honest, I think they lose one of these next 3 games. I don't think they win out.
Chicago?
My bet would be Chicago, but I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if they lost to Green Bay as well. They beat Chicago by the skin of their teeth. You forgot about that?
It's a different team.
There's a different team.
I'm telling you, you guys are overlooking the fact that their defense is not good.
been
But it's
playing
gotten better.
It's been playing
And
much
they're
better.
playing decent now, but they're not good. 317 to Zach Wilson.
Well, Zach Wilson still didn't have a great day. And you're right.
He didn't have a great day, but he didn't have a bad day either.
He missed throws and he still had a lot of yards.
Played pretty crap. I mean,
I'd
blow
say
up that
if we want to talk about mid,
good.
I watched that entire game. We want to talk mid. Yes, he was mid. He had some bad throws, had some good ones. There was flashes, then there was ugly ones.
That's all Zach Wilson is.
That's really, you're right. But the Jets should have won that game. The Lions should not have won that game.
Well, they're on the road against an elite defense. And an offense that has a lot of explosiveness. They made explosive plays, and the Lions still found a way to overcome that and pick up another.
Okay, so question, John. Mike White plays. Do the Lions win?
No.
I'm afraid not.
Yeah. So I don't think that this conversation to me is mute for the simple fact that if Mike White is on the field, which is crazy because Mike White started the season as he's a third string quarterback.
Isn't this the same Lions team that dominated the New York Giants? The same one that nearly beat the Buffalo Bills on Thanksgiving. Nearly. Like, they were this close. And then went on to beat the Jacksonville Jaguars by 26 points. I understand that you thought they should have lost this week. And look, they maybe should have. But they've been playing great football, top 10 football, over the last month and a half. And for you to come up here with a Lions sweatshirt on and to talk down on them, to me makes me sick to my stomach.
I'm not just gonna put on an act because I'm wearing a sweater. I'm gonna be honest.
I can't believe it.
I would be all the happiest guy in the world talking about him if Brandon's ass didn't bring up the 49ers. That's his fault because I'm not going to pick anybody against them. I think the Lions make the playoffs.
No pass the heat.
I am rooting for them as long as you're not up against the Niners.
No pass the heat.
What if they're against the Eagles?
Yeah, I'm rooting for I'll be rooting for the.
No, no. Can the Lions beat the Eagles?
Can the Lions beat the Eagles? Eagles are a lot better than what they were in week 1. I don't see it.
Jared Goff, best season since 2018.
2019.
2019. Jamal Williams, 14 touchdowns, leads the league.
Listen, I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. As long as they don't go up against the Niners, I will be wearing this Lions hoodie. But
DC,
I just don't see it.
Yo, maybe that's the game we need to live stream if it happens.